This is my DJI Mini 3. I've had it for about 2 years now, and I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and help you try to understand if this is gonna be worth it for you or not. So first of all, I like the fact that it's so light. It even says on the bottom, ultra light, 249 grams. And so it's really good for traveling. It's small and it can also fold. So if you're trying to make videos where you need, drone footage, I would say this is really good if you're not trying to go really far. I know on the website it showed like really high places that this drone can go, like in the city or whatever, like filming skyscrapers. I personally wouldn't fly this really far just because I don't trust that it's going to stay connected. It relies on some sort of satellite connection to be connected to your phone. And many times I've been flying the DJI drones, they lose connection. And thankfully, most of the times it has regained connection to where I was able to fly the drone back to me. But a lot of times you will lose connection, and I'm not exactly sure what would happen if it lost connection and maybe even didn't reconnect. I don't know. Sometimes I think these can have a program where they come back to you automatically, like back to the last known location of the controller. I'm not really sure though if this specific drone has that feature. I'm pretty sure it does, but you would have to look into that. The next thing I would talk about is the battery life. So the battery just gets charged directly from when you plug the charger straight into the drone itself. You just leave the battery clipped in and the battery will charge. The thing is, I wish the battery life was longer. It does decently well. I would say that it lasts around maybe 35-40 minutes, sometimes depending on probably how you're flying and all that, and how windy it is. It would probably drain the battery faster, but you can see here it comes with one battery that just pulls out like that. What I don't like about this is that it didn't come with a second battery, so you would have to purchase that separately. So how this is controlled is actually not through a controller that has a screen built into it. You actually use your phone as the screen and as part of the remote. So as you can see here, this piece pulls up and your phone clips inside, and then you use this cord right here to plug into your phone. Thankfully, they have different attachments. You can even use this on an older iPhone or a Samsung because it has different cables that it comes with that you can pick from. The controls are relatively straightforward. Thankfully, this is a lot simpler to use than some of the other drones that are out there. You have this left controller here. If you push it up, the drone goes up. If you push it down, the drone goes down. And then left and right will spin it in a 360. And then this controller on the right here just goes forward, backwards, left, right. And then you have this little knob on the back left here for controlling the camera angle up or down. And you have this button on the back right for taking videos and pictures. You can even see here that it has different modes. We have cinematic mode, normal mode, and sport mode. So you can change those according to how you like. One thing I do like as well is that the actual controller pieces themselves unscrew, so you can take them apart and have it fit better in your backpack when you're packed up and ready to go. Camera quality is actually really impressive in certain situations. It's not the best in like dark lighting areas, but I will say that it's very smooth when it's not glitching. So if you're flying like in windy areas, it is actually really good with not showing that on the camera. Like if I were to fly in a windy location, it has such a good self-balancing system that the camera actually appears to be hardly moving. You do need to make sure that it's not too windy though, because as I was shooting this shot here in Big Sur, I was trying to get a good angle of this bridge right here, and it was very windy, and I was definitely super worried that it was going to flip over because this drone is very small and it did seem like it was really struggling. The downside though is that this actually will glitch through the app. So what you do is you record through the app on your phone because your phone connects to the controller, but the app will sometimes glitch and it's not always the best quality. So sometimes you'll go back through your footage and you'll see like the scene looks smooth, and then all of a sudden it just like cuts to further in the scene because there was some sort of glitch or loss of connection in the meantime. So that's one thing you want to be aware of. So if you look on the back right here, you'll see there's a spot for a SIM card to plug in. I'm not exactly sure if it came with it or not. I want to say it did, but it's been a couple years since I got this, so I don't remember. But SIM cards are really inexpensive if you just want to purchase one if it doesn't come with it. One thing that I really like about this is that it came with spare blades, so if you crash somehow, you have replacements, and it even came with a screwdriver to go ahead and twist those off and replace them. So I just actually checked how much these are going for right now through the DJI website itself, and this specific model is going for $420. That to me is quite expensive, but honestly, it has been so awesome to have something like this. My videos have been able to be completely transformed with the DJI drones from, basic just ground shots to stunning views from, you know, aerial shots and all that stuff. So I'm so glad that I do have this. It has definitely made my videos a lot better, and I would recommend getting it if you are just planning on, you know, shooting local shots nearby. You're not trying to go miles and miles out, because I really do not trust the connection on this thing. But it's really good for close-ups if you're just, you know, going, maybe filming houses for real estate, or close-up shots of, you know, whatever it is that you're recording. It is really cool to have something to get this type of angle. Another thing I want to say is, if you buy this from Costco, even if you do somehow crash it like crazy, they somehow still might return it. I actually had the DJI 2 before I got this one, and like I was mentioning earlier how they lose connection, I flew a distance out over the ocean, it lost connection or something, and then it fell in the ocean. Thankfully, it happened to wash up on shore the next day and it was destroyed. But I don't even know how Costco still returned it for me and sent me back 430 bucks or whatever it was. So I'd say that if you buy it from Costco, you're a lot more likely to be able to take risks when you're flying. I mean, I've crashed this thing a bunch of times recently and it still flies fine. Also, one time I was flying in downtown with the previous version, the 2, and I crashed into a palm tree. It did break that time, but I was able to take it apart and buy replacements and, you know, fix the parts that were broken relatively easy, because I was only like 15 at the time. So if I was able to do it, it probably wasn't that hard. So I do like that you can buy replacements. And overall, I would say this is a good drone. I'm so glad I got it. You're definitely going to need a drone if you want to upgrade your videos. And I would say that so far I have had a great experience with the DJI drones.